Hi, Tom Paskiewicz with Affiliated Control. Today we're going to talk about Maycad and how to use the panel tool, how to insert panels, how to build panels on the outside, and how to use the contour panel tool. Let's take a look at the software.
If you remember from our last application, we had this simple box that we built. First thing I want to do is I'm going to adjust the length of this leg to 1100 millimeters long, and we'll get to that point later. The first tool we want to look at is the slot panel. The slot panel allows you to place a panel into the T-slot anywhere on the frame. So we'll just use a piece of clear polycarb, 4 millimeter. You just select the panel you want to use, and you can see that it will, once you click on the T-slot, it will highlight where the panel will go. You simply left click and it inserts the panel. You can now see there's a translucent panel in your drawing. One of the key features that Maycad will do is it will rotate the bar so that the cross bushings do not interfere with the panel. It will also, in the bill of materials, include the panel reducing profile that will keep the panel from rattling around. So if we want to continue adding clear panels, we can continue doing so. You just click on slot panel again. We can add a panel in the bottom. We can add a panel on the side. You can see it will show that the cross bushings were moved to avoid panel intersection. And then we'll just leave that the way it is. You can also create a rectangle panel. And what this means is you'll mount the panel to the outside of the profile. So we'll select a different panel this time. This time we'll go with ABS. We'll go with 6 millimeter, and we'll mount that panel on the side of the box. Simply click the first point, and that will create the beginning corner, and you go to the opposite corner. You'll see our ABS has texture on one side, it's smooth on the other, and it will note this so that any machining that gets done will get done correctly. If you were to right click on the panel, you could select fasteners and change the head, the screw, and the T-nut you're using, and also the dimension in between the screws and the distance from the edge. It will justify those screws and it will change them in your drawing, so you can see that this has only 2 screws here. There's 3 on the side, 2 on the bottom. If you place a slot panel and you wanted to mount it on mounting blocks, simply right click on the panel, go to mounting. You can select the block you want to mount the panel with, and it will select the size of the screw that best works for the panel. So since we have 4 millimeter panel material, an M4 screw is recommended if you're going to countersink. So we'll just use the M4 screws. Simply click OK. Using the same similar step and distance from edge, it will then create the panel, insert the mounting blocks and the hardware so that it will all match up. It's that simple. The last tool I want to show you is the contour panel tool. So we select contour panel. We'll stick with the same ABS 6 millimeter. We'll go to a corner. And it's best to work from the top if you're, or directly facing the side you're going to work from. If you keep your mouse, you'll see the insertion points. Keep the mouse on the plane you're working in. It'll be much easier. So we can select the corner, select the next corner. You can see it starts to start filling in the panel. Select the next corner, and now we want to get around this little obstruction here, so we're just going to simply draw around that obstruction, and then when you get to almost the last point, this circle will appear asking you to finish. Once you click on that, it will ask you if you want to expand or relieve the cutouts. Typically I usually go for between 0.5 millimeter and 1 millimeter relief. It makes it easier to fit the panels around things if you have multiple obstructions. We simply click OK. The panel is formed, and if you zoom in and look, you can see there's 1 millimeter relief around the posts. All the hardware is included, and just like the mounting blocks, we can right click on the panel, go to fasteners, we can select button heads, we can select drop-in T-nuts, and it will change all the hardware to match what you desire. And that's the basics of the panel tool. If you have any questions about this tool, any of the Maycad product or software, feel free to give me a call. I'll be happy to set up a one-on-one or a one-on-team design session. This will get you the next step to completing your design with Maycad. The next video we'll be doing will be for the doors. You can check that out on the channel. We'll be using the same frame and just building on what we've already started. So feel free to give me a call if you have any questions about this or any of the other products that Affiliated handles, and I'll be happy to set up an appointment, do a demo, do some training, whatever your desire. Look forward to hearing from you, and thank you for your time.